Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. So currently, as I'm speaking, there are hundreds of genocides happening across the globe. In this video, I will break down 3 genocides that are happening at the moment. Later on, I will make an individual video for each of the 3, including some other genocides. I will try to get to all of the genocides that are happening across the globe. It's a lot. So starting with Congo, the DRC. And excuse any stuttering, any pauses. I'm sorry. So starting in 1988, the US, France, pretty much most of all these Western countries began exploiting Congo for their natural resources like gold, copper, cobalt, and coltan and diamonds, with coltan being the main one. Coltan is not safe at all. It is high in a radioactive substance that is associated with coltan, and it can lead to cancer. Congo has 60% of the world's reserved coltan in Congo. 2.1 million people are being enslaved in the DRC, most of which are children. They are being raped, they are being murdered, they are being tortured to mine these dangerous minerals so that companies like Apple, Tesla, Samsung can sell their phones to us, to sell their technology to us, so we in the Western world can live a comfortable life. They are being displaced. They have no food. If they do not meet their quota for their day, their hands are cut off. Mothers watch their children die. Children watch their parents die. They are raped. They are tortured for us. I would try to link some resources in the bio to where you can donate and stay informed about the people who are on the grounds in Congo, as well as the other countries I'm going to be talking about, to see how you can help. I will try. And next, I'm going to talk about Sudan. So in 2019, there was a revolution where Sudanese people were able to gain their freedom, but that was ruined by, I think his name is Burhan. He's the leader of the Sudanese military, the SAF. And Hemti, he's the leader of the RSF, the Rapid Support Forces. On April 15th of 2023, this is where the current genocide in Sudan starts. Both of these leaders, they're horrible, but the RSF, I think his name is Hemti. They both shit, but he's the worst. They are the ones committing the genocide against their own people. They are raiding the homes of civilians, displacing millions of them. 10,000 cases of sexual violence is reported, most of which happen to women and children. A child dies every 2 hours at a Sudanese camp. Since February 2nd of this year, 2024, internet has been cut off in Sudan. They rely on the internet, of course, to keep in touch with their families, but most importantly, they use a banking app called, I think, Bangkok it's pretty much like our Zelle or our Apple Pay or whatever, to purchase their necessities, which have skyrocketed since the genocide because they are being displaced and also murdered and raped and tortured. At least 25 million people are in need of humanitarian assistance. When I was doing my research, I came across a site that said this is pretty much even worse than what's happening in Palestine, which I will get to. And now, this is not a chance to compare, guys, because in a way, these are all connected. I didn't get into it in this video, but I will get into it when I do the individual videos of how they're all connected, and you will see. They all have the same people who are harming them and out to kill them, okay? So please do not compare these. They all need to be spoken about equally, and they all need to change. All these genocides need to be put to an end. It's gotten so bad in Sudan where women and children are being forced to fight back against the RSF because they do not want to be raped or murdered anymore. When it comes to war, of course, women are always on the front lines of being harmed, you know. So my heart is with the people of Congo, Sudan, and Palestine. So now moving on to Palestine. And once again, I will try to leak resources of people who are in need, or if you can help, or just to stay informed. Once again, I don't even need notes about to explain to you what's going on in Palestine. Since October 7th, 2023, the Palestinians have been in a horrible genocide since the start of the Palestinian resistance in 1943. This did not start on October 7th, like I said earlier. This did not start on October 7th. This has started in 1943 when Israel, the settler state, decided to take away Palestinians' land. But I'm going to be focusing on the events from October 7th to now. Every day since October 7th, I have not gotten on social media without seeing, I'm sorry, getting emotional, without seeing the people of Palestine suffering. I have seen videos that no one should see. So if I'm feeling like this and I'm just watching videos of them being murdered, of them being massacred, just for simply existing, can you imagine the trauma and PTSD they will have, that they are facing right now? I had to cut the video. I got a little bit emotional. I was getting sidetracked. Okay, so on October 7th, the Israeli military, the Israeli people, I don't want to call them real people because they're not. The Israeli people decided to have a musical festival right next to Gaza, where people who are in an open air prison who are being held there and can't leave. If they do decide to leave, they had to get approved, and some of them weren't even approved. Some of them cannot be approved to just leave. They can't leave freely. So they decided to have a musical festival next to people who are held captive, who have been held captive for over 75 years. So of course, they would fight back. So Hamas decided to launch a rocket in which killed some Israelis, of course, but it is known now that Hamas did not kill all those Israelis, and that the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, killed most of their people too. So ever since that day, Palestinians have been bombed nonstop every day, with only a 2-day ceasefire, in which it wasn't even a ceasefire because the IDF continued to shoot them and kill them. They are currently, as of March 7th, being starved and are experiencing a famine. I have watched a little boy take his last breaths, Yasan. I'm not sure of his last name, but he died, I think 2 or 3 days ago from hunger. Palestinian people have been heavily bombarded since October 7th. They were told to move to the southern Gaza, which is close to Egypt, Rafah, but Rafah is being bombed too. And here we are a few days before Ramadan, in which Palestinians have said that every year since it's not really forces, the Israeli government or the Israeli settler colony has taken over, they go heavy on them ever since 1943. So I can only imagine what they're going to do to them during Ramadan, their holy month. As of today, I have seen on TikTok earlier that they have dropped leaflets The IDF had dropped leaflets over Palestinians in southern Gaza, telling them wishing them a happy Ramadan and to feed the needy. The mental torture the Palestinians are facing is insane. No human should have to experience that. No one, no thing should have to experience that. No human should allow this to happen. Honestly, it's nothing else I can say when it comes to the Palestinian genocide. It's nothing else I can say because you guys already know what's going on. But I can say this: how much longer will it last for all these genocides? How much longer? How much longer will people who are not in the Western countries have to suffer? And like, yes, I get it. We're suffering too in the US and other countries too. You know, we have the effects of capitalism here. You know, a lot of us can't pay our bills and stuff. But it's like those same people who are complaining, you still support people like Beyonce or Taylor Swift who are silent amongst these genocides that are happening. How much longer will we keep allowing our consumerism to eat us up alive? How much longer will we keep allowing capitalism to destroy us all? When will it come a time when we say no to these celebrities, to these politicians? How much longer will we keep allowing all of this to happen? When will a ceasefire, a permanent ceasefire, so Palestinians can begin to heal? And I don't even think they can. I don't even think they can heal from the trauma that they have faced. There's no way they can. But so they can start healing, to try and heal from the horrors they have faced since October 7th in 75 years. How much longer? How much longer will we as consumers keep consuming all this stuff? Back to what I mentioned, back to what I'm talking about in Congo and how they're being exploited for their natural resources, specifically coltan. There's a new Apple headset or something coming out, I'm not sure. But how much longer? How much longer will these countries have to suffer for our comfort? That's the question I'm leaving you guys. And like I said before, so as I was saying, excuse all of my slurs, all of my mistakes, any misinformation I might have said, excuse that. And I will try to link the resources in the bio so you guys can check them out and probably donate and help to the people who are on the ground in these countries who are suffering because of us, because of our tax dollars, because of our selfish consumerism. So thank you for watching, and I will keep you updated.